Well, it seems like weeks since I've had a local match to tell you about, but I've been on the 2 matches this week where I haven't had to go too far to fish, which is nice. First one was Lindholme on Thursday. Quite like the Opens on a Thursday at Lindo. I'm fortunate enough to be able to have a Thursday off to go, and it's nice because at the weekend there's a lot of Bloodworm and Joker matches that I like to fish. So to do a little bit of pellet fishing and that at Lindo is nice. Keep your eye in, and you know then what's happening and little changes and things like that. So that's quite nice. I went and drew peg 6 on Bonsai, which, for those of you who know Bonsai, you'll know it's not the best peg. It's not really a good peg at all, to be honest. But when you go fishing, you never know where there's going to be a few fish. And there was a few fish there for me this week. The island's quite close across. It's only about 13 metres, but it was very, very weedy. So I sort of made myself a little bit of a hole in the weed. And I plumbed up there. I also plumbed up 2 or 3 other areas along the island, which I think is really important for pellet fishing this time of year. You need to have other places to go, because if the fish back off from a spot, you're going to need to go and find them in other spots in order to keep fish coming. So I think that's really important myself. I also wanted to fish with some casters. I really love going to Lindo and fishing with casters, catching skimmers, roach, tench, eyed. Everything feeds there. Apart from the very coldest days, so you always get a day's fishing. And that was my plan. Peg 6 is quite narrow, so I didn't really want to throw casters down the middle, so instead I decided to throw them with a nice margin to my left, so I decided to throw a few there. I've gone across with pellets to start with. I've had a little bit of a revelation recently with pellets, because I always struggled to decide what hook to use, and I changed to a PR412, which is what I use for all my maggots, casters, and bloodworm fishing, a little bit more positive bloodworm fishing when I'm using barbless hooks. And it was just absolutely fantastic to look at it. It's got a long shank, and I wasn't fancying that it'd be any good, but it was absolutely perfect. For the first 4 hours of the match, I've not lost a single fish. Foul looked a couple later on and lost those, but for the first 4 hours I've not lost any. I fished a light 8 hollow. We're in winter now, it's cold today. It's been cold for a little while now, and the fish are definitely not fighting as hard, so those light elastics make a big difference. So 8 hollow with my puller just in case I needed it, and that set up with, I fished 09 line, diameter line, so I fished quite fine, and that makes a big difference. And those hooks really seem to work well. They're quite light, quite lightweight, and I don't know if the shank was getting me a clean hook hole, but all the fish were in the top lip, so I was really happy about that. I just fished a normal, what I consider a normal pellet rig, a shortish hook length with a bolt quite close. I think I fished 5-inch hook length from memory, and I have a little bolt just slightly spread out just above that, and I just fed a few micros at a time using those small new soft cad pots that we've got. Really ideal for that game, because you could just push in like a few pellets lightly, and that was the key for me. I felt that if I fed too many pellets, I got a few fish in the peg competing, and when a fish came in, rather than getting a clean bite and catching it, I get a few liners and indications and struggle to catch it. So I found by just putting sort of 10 or 12 micro pellets in the pot at a time, tapping them out and sitting patiently for a bite. When I got a bite, it was a clean go under, and I got it. And I caught really steady. I sort of set myself a target really of 50 fish. I thought if I can catch 50 fish, I might have £80, and that might be enough to win. I was also on one of the golden pegs, which unbelievably, I've never drawn a golden peg before in my life, and I thought, well, I'm not going to win the match from peg 6, but it's always nice to have that extra bit of spice. Anyway, I was on target. I was catching 10 fish an hour, roughly. I think I had 12 in the first hour. It was looking pretty good, to be honest. And then, just fishing across, moving about if I needed to. And it was looking good. 4mm expander on the hook. And then last hour, it just sort of went. Caught a few fish down the side on casters, which was nice. And then the last 40 minutes, it really just completely went for me. I couldn't find any fish, and a few other people in the lake were catching a few fish, and I was a bit disappointed really that the match had petered away. I ended up weighing, well, I had my 50 fish target. I think I had 46 F1s or carp and about 7 or 8 tench and a few roach and bits and bobs. So, you know, I was thereabouts on what I wanted. And I weighed 86 £, which I was mega chuffed about. To weigh 86 £, from there, I was really pleased about. I've got a friendly rivalry with Nick Speed going on. We have a bit of the old next peg battles, and I was next to Nick and managed to beat him. So, you know, he's beaten me in the past, and I've beaten him. I'm not going to tell you the score. You know, maybe you'll have to watch one of Nick's vlogs to see how we're getting on. But no, it's been a good. I really enjoy that when I get a good mate like that, and we have a bit of a battle. You know, with the pegs, then you know, it's nice if you can build a lead over somebody or he beats you. It's good, and that's what pushes you on to be better. And I thought, even if I wasn't going to do any good in the match, I consider Nick to be a fantastic angler, so always nice to get one over on him. So that was nice. When it came to the weigh-in though, I think he was probably smiling because it was looking like I might have a chance to win the match, which would have been brilliant off of golden pegs. Obviously I'd have won the extra £200 that goes with it. But unfortunately, Paul Christie had been on peg 70, fished really well, caught 89 £, so beat me by £3, so I was pushed into second. But I was really happy with the second. You know, you can't mind that. It was good attendance on the match, so you know, nice to go. First time I've been pellet fishing in months, and nice to get a result there, so that was good. Which, you know, unfortunately, I've found a little bit of form at the moment. I seem to be catching a few fish and, you know, winning a bit of money, which is really nice. You know, you know what it's like in fishing. Sometimes you have bad runs, sometimes you have good runs. So it's always nice when you're putting a few fish together. I was hoping to continue that on Saturday at Hayfield in the Census Challenge. It's a league that I organise with Tom Scully, and you know, it's a really great league, to be honest. We've got 9 teams of 4, fish to international rules, and Hayfield's a great place for it. It's not the most prolific commercial in terms of silverfish, but you nearly always need double figures to do any good whatsoever, which I always think when it's freezing cold, double figures of roach, an odd skimmer is great fishing. And a nice match. I was catching roach steadily. I had John Freeborn on my left, who I consider a fantastic roach angler, and we were having a good roach battle. I felt I just about edged ahead with about 20 minutes to go. Gone on my long line, snuck a couple of Carassia and a couple of skimmers, so I really had a nice match, and I was on peg 9, which it's not always the fancied area again, so you know, I'm always happy to say if I think I'm on a good peg, but I really didn't fancy that much, and that last little late burst of fish gave me a nice finish, and I weighed 15.14, enough for a section win, which is always what you're looking for in a team match, so that was good news. There was a couple of 17s, and Adrian Higginbottom won the match with 25, or just short of £25. But I was actually 4th, so I was really happy with that. To come 4th from there and win my section, I couldn't complain. We had a couple of really crappy pegs in our team draw. So we had a couple of good results and a couple of bad results, put us 3rd on the day, while the other Barnsley team, who have called themselves Super Barnsley Blacks, managed a fantastic day. They've had 2 winners and 2 seconds, so they're leading the league with 6 points. Trentman have come in 2nd. And we came in 3rd on the day, so that was nice. Yeah, you know, to come 3rd. But I think, you know, we won the league last year. You know, teams were a little bit mixed up to what they were last year, but my team won the league last year, so I'm hoping to win it again this year. You know, there's no reason why not. It's a long way to go yet. 4 more rounds. Next round is this weekend at Hayfield, so it's like I've said before. I've been travelling all over. Those that watch the blog have known that I go all over fishing matches, so it's going to be nice this week because I've got Lindholme again and Hayfield, and then an Open on Thorn on Sunday. So 3 real local matches this week. Nice to stay local in the winter, and you know, over the course of the winter when I'm doing the blogs, you'll see how it changes and how the little tweaks and that change from maybe last year or from week on week. So I'm thinking that maybe there's a chance of a few bigger fish again at Hayfield this week, but maybe not. You know, only caught them late on. It might just be a roach match. It'll be really interesting to find out, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how it goes. Also, with this cold, might affect Lindholme as well. Weights might come down a bit. So, you know, they didn't at the weekend, but we'll see this week. But anyway, that's this week's vlog. Catch up with you next week. Thanks very much.